Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week. I was a good, well, I guess I seen you a few days ago, but anyway, it was a good week here. Cologne-wise was okay, actually. So, yeah, it's a little late. I'm a little tired. Got off work about an hour ago, a little later than usual. Pounding through with some coffee. Yeah, let's kind of just get right into it. I had half a dozen of these little L'homme, Yves Saint Laurent L'homme Eau de Parfum samples. I'm going to give myself a fresh little spray here. If I hit my hand, we'll be good. Geez, I do like that. I do like it. Yeah, I do like it. I'm going to give myself a spray of this, though, too. L'homme. Jeez, that's a nice sound. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it's old, it's overrated, or it's underrated, or it's whatever. I like it. I don't reach for it enough, and I don't know why. Well, I do kind of know why. The performance isn't the greatest. But none of the L'hommes are, really. Except, I mean, one of the best performers is about 6-7 hours. An hour and a half to a projection, and nothing beats, so... But the L'homme line is never... I don't think the L'homme line was designed to be a powerhouse line. I think it was just more designed to be a nice smelling, casual type sense. Casual to business casual too, you know what I mean? Like, oh jeez, these are nice. You gotta say about, no matter what I'm going to say about this cologne, or any YSL cologne, perfume, we'll just say perfume. Cologne and perfume kind of come off, or clone and clone kind of come off with my accent a little kind of samey. So we'll say perfume. What I was saying is any YSL is always put together nice. They may not be the best performers, but they smell like there is some class to them, you know what I mean? There's some good ingredients, notes, and everything is, I mean, nobody can be 100%, but 99% of the time, everything is well blended, put together, smells rich, I guess would be the word. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into this one. I've already rambled 3 minutes into the video. YSL L'homme. Classified as woody aromatic. Accords are woody, fresh, spicy, citrus, lavender, aromatic, and earthy. Top notes are bitter orange and bergamot. Mid is lavender and geranium. Base is cognac, oak, vetiver, and cedar. What do I get when I first spray this on? I'm going to put another spray because I really like it. I get the bitter orange and bergamot right away with the lavender and the geranium. There's a powdery floral vibe to it. Right away. Mostly I get is bitter orange. And it's a little sweet, a little bit bitter, hence bitter orange. A little bit sweet and very creamy, almost like a creamsicle sweetness. Not overbearing sweetness. Not even a boozy sweetness yet. Just a creamy, creamsicle almost like sweetness. But very floral. Very... And not, I think floral, men, don't be afraid. It's not, it doesn't smell like a bouquet of flowers. The floralness is giving a bit of a softness and a powderiness to it that a lot of men's fragrances actually use, even if they don't list it. And they don't list it because they know a lot of guys are going to say, flowers, manly. I'll go fix my truck with my bare hands. I'm going to take the tire off with my teeth. Get them lug nuts. No. It's okay. Almost every fragrance that I've ever been aware of, if you really dig deep, go on to like the government websites where they have to list everything. you will find florals are used incredibly a lot. And florals you wouldn't think, such as geranium and lavenders and carnations and rose. Rose is used in a lot of stuff to give that, soften out the edges of a men's fragrance. So don't think florals and, man, give me a cigar, take me to the titty bar. No, it's okay. It's okay. Settle down. Settle down, alpha male. It's okay. No, it's nice. But starting to get it already. That cognac is coming out and the woods are coming out. The oak and the vetiver and the cedar. All of it you can smell, and it's all coming out, and it's all mixing together with that blood orange and that creamy blood orange and that powdery florals. Mostly the lavender I'm getting. It's a boozy scent. It's starting to do the booziness now. The booze is starting to take over from the orange and the bergamot. Never really stops becoming a powdery scent. The lavender in this is very nice. Adds just that, like I said, that touch of softness to it to soothe out all that harsh citrus and potent cognac. The woods I pick up from this is mostly oak. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of oak. The cedar I get in it, but it's giving it, cedar's just kind of sharpening up the oak. You don't really smell the cedar so much as it's affecting the sharpness of the oak. And it really just becomes this powdery, boozy, slightly sweet, woody scent. And there's not much more I can say about it. I will say one thing I noticed. I normally don't, but I've been doing it a little more as I've been reading, watching and reading other people's reviews, just because I don't want to come off as a know-it-all or a know-nothing. And, but these are all my own thoughts, so don't think that. But I noticed a lot of the men on certain websites, we started on Fragrantica, and a couple reviews I watched on YouTube, the men seem to don't like this at all. Men are like, oh, it's boring, it's not attention grabbing, it's generic, it's just a cash in, blah, blah, blah. Whereas pretty much the women are just, it is sexy, it is gorgeous, it is date night, it is really, they just really, really like it. And that's who you want to impress, I think. You could be wanting to impress somebody else, that's fine. Again, I don't care. But for the men looking to impress a lady, this shit'll work. This will work. Women love this scent. It's not overpowering. It's, like I said, they pick up on that sweetness a little better than we do. The woods, they just love it. And that's what I got compliment-wise. Every woman loved it. I got 3 unsolicited compliments each day I wore it, from women, age range, early 20s up to early 40s. Just beautiful, gorgeous. I got all them, you know. They love it. And when I asked them to smell it, the ones that didn't give me, every one of them, not one of them even remotely. As soon as they, oh, that is gorgeous. That's beautiful. Love it. So take that, do with it what you will. Women really like it. Men, it's kind of like the opposite of Aventus. You know, I find Aventus, men tend to just, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. And women, well, they don't dislike it. They're kind of like, you know, it's okay. You know, so it's kind of the opposite of that. Now, as far as why I want to bring this out is a lot of people were saying it smells nothing like the original, or they, you know, or it's got some of the DNA. I personally smell some of the DNA in here. You know, I personally do. I get, as I'm wearing it throughout the day, I'm getting whiffs and wafts of this, and it's bringing out whiffs and wafts of this with it. Just tiny hints of it. It's not a, you know, it's not a more, as I asked the flanker question before, it's not a more pungent version, just a more pungent version of YSL. And as I've said in my flanker question, I don't care what they do. If I wear it, like it, they can call it whatever they want. Put it in whatever bottle. I don't care. Call it what you want. And I do like this. I do like this. I really do. Let's get into the problem I have with this. Is performance. For that price, now I'm not overly hard on a cologne for most part for its performance, but I know a lot of you guys, you can only get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 colognes for a couple of years, so you really got to get something that works, and the performance on this is not the greatest. Not at all. The type of scent it is, though, where I would classify this as a date night scent, it's kind of perfect in that aspect. 4 or 5 hours on skin, another half hour, maybe an hour on clothes. Projection, not the greatest. I only get about a half hour or 45 minutes of okay projection, barely an arm's length out there, and then it just comes right back. Becomes never a skin scent right away, but just a couple inches away. And half hour after that, it's, boom, it's a skin scent. But again, the type of scent it is, I'm not trying to trash it because of that. I think it's perfect for what it does. That's what you want. So that's the problem for a lot of guys, though, is they need something that's going to last a little longer. If you want to get this as just a date scent, an evening out scent, with your significant other, you're not going to wear this to the club and outperform Eros or any 1 million or you know, pretty much any of them Latafas they got. Holy crap. We'll talk about them in a bit. Yeah. So for me, it's perfect performance-wise for what it is, what I'd use it for. For a lot of guys, it's not going to be. They want something a little more, especially for that price. This ain't cheap. This is a top-end designer. You're paying top-end designer prices here in Canada. It's like $1.30 plus tax, which brings it up to about $1.55 or so. It's a lot of money for something that only lasts 4 hours and doesn't really push out there. And another problem I have with it is the type of scent it is. If I do want something that performs a little better, I have Jazz Club, which this gets compared to a lot. And the comparisons are there. They smell, neither one of them are dupes of each other, but they're in that same wheelhouse, you know what I mean? They're on the same road. They're going to the same party, you know. Just one's going to get there and be a little louder and brasher than the other. So yeah, I got Jazz Club if I want a sweet boozy type scent like this, woody boozy type scent, or a sweet boozy type scent. Now I've got that Bentley if I want a woody boozy, more authentic booze type scent, and both of them perform way better than this, way better. Even something like Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, which has got that spiced rum cola vibe to it, if I want a booze like that. Which, by the way, I've got to do a revisit. I did a review a couple years ago, and I wasn't the biggest fan, but I didn't dislike it either. I think I even might have said it was kind of just another, you know, Tonka type scent, which is not untrue, but I've worn it quite a few times since then, and it is vastly becoming one of my favorite scents. I'm completely 180'd on it. Like I said, it's one of my favorite scents now. Both of them, XS and XS Night. Anyway, besides the point. Or even that Invictus Intense that I bought that has that really nice, authentic smelling, sweet rum accord. Beautiful. If I want a boozy scent, I'm going to reach for one of them first over this. Simply because this is just not the smell and not the quality. It is well put together, smells like it's well put together. It's just not for that price. That's what I'm getting at. If you could find it for about 50 or 60 bucks, I would scoop up. No questions asked. Take my money. Take it. Give me, take my money. Give me it. But, geez, at that price, you can get, you know, another 40 or 50 bucks, you can get the Jazz Club. And that's definitely worth it over this if you're looking for this type of scent. If you can find Pure XS and Pure XS or the Invictus Intense, and you're looking for a really sweet, spicy, sweet type of booze, those two are great. Or if you're looking for a more mature, more authentic smelling, woody type boozy scent, you'll go for the Bentley, and it's way cheaper than this. And lasts quite a bit for them. Lasts and projects quite a bit longer. I've only worn it once, but whew, to do a day with that soon. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I'm not trying to trash it. I really like it. I think it's great. And if it works better on you than it did on me, man, you are lucky, because it is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And for me, if it was the only one I could get, it would be fine. But I've got, like I said, I've got 4 other ones I can reach for any time. And 2 of them are great date night scents on their own. A Pure XS and Jazz Club. Geez, you can remember. Jazz Club are both. And Jazz Club and this are very similar in a lot of ways. Jazz Club's a little more sweetie, vanillic sweetie, with a sweet liqueur. Whereas this is more of a woody booze, but still with some sweetness. So anyway, they are, like I said, they're in the same wheelhouse. They're not clones of each other or anything, but yeah. So if you could get the Jazz Club, it would be the one I'd go with first. That, or if you're looking for, like I said, something a little more sweeter, louder, things like that, then the Pure XS and the Invictus Intense will really give you a nice booze, sweet booze vibe. And them two would be, well, Pure XS, not so much. It's more of a date night, but the Invictus one is going to be more of a club scent. It's loud, it's proud, sweet, whew, really sweet, almost too sweet. But anyway, yeah, that's it, guys. Geez, that L'homme dries down nice. That original, if you don't have original L'homme, and you can afford it, go out and get it. If not, look for a dupe of it or something, or a decant, anything, because you are missing out if you've never had the original L'homme. It's already a classic, and for good reason. But yeah, like I said, guys, I just want to say it one more time. Not a bad scent. It does have that, in terms of the dry down, the very last dry, the very hour or so, it does become a bit generic, excuse the term, but amber woody, I guess, would be the little fuzzy, powdery kind of woods vibe to it. So there might be some ambroxan in there. Definitely, well, there is, because amber wood is ambroxan and certain wood accords mixed together. So yeah, be aware of that. It definitely a very boring, I guess, would be the way to say it. A very boring last hour and a half. For me, anyway. So, but other than that, it's great. And I would recommend it if you can find it on the cheap. Or if you just don't like the other ones I mentioned, get this one. All right, guys. Peace. Love. Be good to each other.